Welcome to Pro Football Predictor. This is week 6. I have started this prediction model early in the season, but I'm only publishing my stats now since I wanted to test it out just to see how well it could predict game outcomes. This week, I will start off with game predictions, followed by fantasy, followed by a little segment for people in Western Canada who like to play Sunday sports picks. Alright, here is my Week 6 prediction summary. St. Louis is in Green Bay. I don't think St. Louis has a chance in this one. Probably don't have to go into too many details, because that's a pretty obvious pick. Jacksonville got a good run game, but they got a rookie QB. Getting rid of Garrard before the season started, that was a stupid move. Pittsburgh's going to win in this one just because that's a one-dimensional offense coming into Heinz Field. And Pittsburgh's going to do it. Philadelphia, they're in Washington. Philadelphia is an undisciplined team. Washington is. I think that defense is not going to hold up. So Washington's going to win this. Rex Grossman's got to watch those turnovers, though. They got a bit of an upset in the next game. San Fran is going into Detroit. It's a good road team. That's a good defense under San Francisco. Very efficient offense. Detroit, they can't get behind in this game. That's too good of a defense on San Francisco. This is not Dallas and Tony Romo they're playing. But I think San Francisco is going to do it just because I think they got a really good team this year. Carolina, Atlanta, surprisingly, these two teams are well matched statistically. They're very even, but Carolina has a terrible road record. Atlanta's got a very good home record, and I think that's what's going to be the difference here. I'm going to take Atlanta in this one. Indianapolis, they're in Cincinnati. I don't think Indianapolis is going to win this game. Curtis Painter's playing good, but they don't got a very good run game there. Cincinnati's got a very good defense. They got a half-decent run game. And I think they're just going to be too much for Indianapolis on Sunday. Buffalo, they're playing New York of the National Conference. I'm going to take Buffalo just because their defense is really good. They're going to get pressure on Eli. I think he's prone to the interception right now. They got a really good defensive line there in New York, though. But I think Buffalo's going to outdo that team on Sunday. Houston is against Baltimore. Baltimore's a very good team. Houston has a lot of injuries right now. Probably don't have to go too much into this one just because it looks pretty obvious to me anyway that Baltimore is going to win this. Another obvious one, I think, is Cleveland at Oakland. Oakland, of course, got McFadden. A very good run game there. They got Michael Bush, too. Can't forget him. But the Oakland's, they're going to win this one. I think their defense is going to start getting better as the season goes on. When they play teams like Cleveland, that only helps. Dallas, New England. New England hasn't lost at home in 2 years. Dallas has Tony Romo. They'll look good for a while, then they'll start sucking it up. So I'm going to take New England in this. New Orleans is in Tampa Bay. Now, New Orleans, they haven't, even though they've put up some wins this year, I don't think they're as good as what people say. Tampa Bay's in the same boat. But I'm going to take New Orleans on the road. Tampa Bay looked terrible against San Francisco on last Sunday. So I'll take New Orleans in this one. Minnesota, they're in Chicago. Another upset here. I think Jared Allen's going to have a field day unless Chicago can defend him. I think Minnesota is going to win. Jay Cutler very, very rarely set his feet on Detroit's win against them on, when was that, a Monday night? I think it was. I can't remember. But if he has another game like that, there's only so much a guy like that can do. I mean, he played good, but if you keep getting bombarded by the other team, then you're not gonna be successful. Miami, New York of the American Conference. This is the Monday nighter. Miami is the worst team in the league. New York is probably not as bad as what people think. They're they're not doing too good on the offensive side of the ball, but a game like this is going to right the ship, I think. So take New York. And that's it for this week's picks. Now, as far as fantasy is concerned, I'm just going to give you some of the weak teams to run against, the weak teams to pass against, and I'm going to give you the top defenses. The worst teams against the pass going into week 6, Miami, Indy, Philly. Worst teams against the run, St. Louis, Indy, Philly. You can see why Philly sucks this year. Top 3 defenses going into week 6, Green Bay's in St. Louis, Minnesota's in Chicago. New York of the American League, got to change that J there. They're in Miami. This is what I'm going to add on every week. It's just a little segment for people in Western Canada that like to play NFL picks on Sunday. I'm going to pick 4 or 5 games that I think would be worth betting on. I think number 21, you got San Fran at Detroit. That's going to be a close game. They're 3.8 odds, 3.8 to 1. 22, we got Carolina as Atlanta. Take a tie in that one since that's going to be a close game. Very well matched teams. Cam Newton has kept games close, so take a tie in that. And number 24, we got Buffalo's in New York of the National Conference. I'm going to take the visitor in that. I think that's a very powerful offense. I think that's a very powerful defense. It's a very good team in Buffalo, so take them against New York. Minnesota's in Chicago. Take another tie. That's a divisional game. It's 3.4 to 1 odds. And I think Minnesota is going to surprise in this game. Chicago can't protect Cutler, so take a tie in that one. That's it for this week. Good luck on your predictions. Hope you do well. I'm going to post the results on Tuesday for everything that I picked here, so come back on Tuesday and have a look. See how well I did.